Good afternoon. We are heading out to from Myrtle Beach to Atlanta, uh, and we are at Myrtle Beach International. It's a nice airport, by the way. It's nothing fancy, but very well done, very tastefully done. And we're running AutoOrtho along with Simheaven to give us a little bit of spice. But it looks good. Looks really good. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's jump right in. So we're flying the Zibo 737-800. We are running say intentions for our ATC for this flight, and we're just going to take a straight, direct, simple flight for Atlanta. We're only about 275 miles from Atlanta. Let's get in the cockpit and let's walk through cold and dark. Okay. First of all, let's go ahead, drop the battery guard, align the IRSs, take them to nav. I dropped the left and right fuel pump down. That's just me. There's probably something not right about doing that if you have a policy and you're a real pilot, but it's something I just do. While we're here, I go ahead and I'm going to start the APU. And you see, I have 3 seconds, then I'm going to kick it again for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, bam, and it's on its way to loading. And since we've got that going, I'm going to go ahead and go over here to position light, and I'm going to put it on steady, anti-collision on. Panel lights, I usually like turning those up a little. Okay, so that's all that I can set up here for now. I'm going to go now to the FMS, and where it says IRS position, I'm going to init ref, next page, and I'm going to load that IRS position there, and we'll get some pretty colors on the dial. Next we're going to load our flight plan. I'm hitting, and this is something in SimBrief. I have already got my SimBrief flight plan. This is not a lesson on that, but that's what allows me to do what I'm doing right now. And I'm going to load our flight plan, activate, execute. If I look at the legs here, I see I've got a discontinuity there. I'm going to go ahead and put a departure of the runway 36, which is our departure runway, and still there's a discontinuity there. I'm going to take the next waypoint there, and I'm going to move it up. I'm going to take that discontinuity off. Now I'm going to go to my tablet, fuel weight balance, airside services. I'm going to go one page over, load OFP, and activate that, and outside. You see our fuel beginning to load. You're going to see our food services on site. You're going to see luggage loading. Everything's going to be happening as it should. Okay. All right. Next, we're going to go back to the overhead, and earlier you saw where I had clicked my APU. It now says that I'm ready to start my APU. See where it says APU? Jen, I'm going to
ground flight deck fuel is all
kick
loaded
that.
up and you are good to go.
Fuel's loaded, and Now I can continue to this next line here on our setup pre-flight, which is all the window heats. I'm just going to put those on. I'm not turning the probes on yet. I'm going to turn the hydraulic pumps on. I'm going to turn the APU bleed on. And I'm going to set my flight altitude cabin altitude to 3,000. Okay. Smoking's to on. Fasten seat belts is to on. Going to go back to airside services in a minute. Passengers are about to load. You're about to hear them come onto the plane. I'm going to knock my auto throttle arm up here now. Flight directors are both on. Alright, we're going to put in our QNH of 29 or 9 or 8. That set, I have it synchronized to where when I set it here, it sets here, and it sets here. Okay. Passengers are going to finish loading. You notice here this number. I have it set to faster time. It's not real time. Passengers are loaded. And now we're going to go to the FMS. I'm going to go back to init ref. We have 1,000 pounds of reserve fuel, and I'm going to load our performance settings. I'm going to do the inland limit, takeoff, and now on takeoff to make sure I got the right numbers in our takeoff.
All right, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
I am. Let's get that loaded here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Delta Sky Team and our global partners, welcome aboard your Delta flight. As you're making your way to your seat, your handling access is step into your row and
I'm going to pull up our SimBrief flight plan. Hold on. And according to our SimBrief flight plan, we're going to be going out on a flaps 5 setting. So I'm going to put flaps 5 in here. Our center of gravity is 28.0 to 8.0. And we're going to go to the next page here. Our runway winds are 009 at 8. So 009 at 8. Our flex temp is 47. Now I'm going to back up a page, and now I've got all the settings in there, so I can do this. I can load these numbers, and I see here that our V2 speed, our V1 is 137, our rotate is 139, and V2 is 145. I'm going to put 145 up here on our speed setting. And we're going to go ahead and get our takeoff, our IFR clearance, and make sure we have all the correct numbers for our IFR clearance. Let me clear off that space there. Let's see if I can keep up. Victor Charlie Papa 068 Yankee, we are ready for our IFR clearance, and she's going to fuss at me.
This is what the ATC audio sounds like.
I get it. I get it. Okay. Victor Charlie Papa 0. Let's try that again. Victor Charlie Papa 068 Yankee, we are ready to receive our IFR clearance to Atlanta. I'm doing right now is kind of cheating.
I am working on that clearance. Stand by.
I hear you. We're going to expect 300 after 10 minutes after departure. I don't know what my squawk is yet. There's certain things I want
Alpaca
to.
Charlie Papa 21 Golf, Myrtle Beach ground, clear to Atlanta. Radar vectors Columbia, then is filed. Climb and maintain 4000. Expect flight level 30010 minutes after departure. Departure on 119.2 squawk 4541. Expect runway 36.
Victor Charlie Papa 068 Yankee, cleared to Atlanta. Radar vectors Charlie Alpha Echo, then is filed. Climb and maintain 4000. Flight level 30010 minutes after departure. Our departure's on 119.2 squawk 4541. Expect runway 36.
Alpaca 21 Golf, read that correct.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Boarding has started and the first passengers are aboard the plane. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this flight with. We are heading to Atlanta. Please take your seats according to your boarding passes and store your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you. If you require any assistance, do not hesitate to contact the crew. Thank you for your cooperation.
Augusta, radar vectors to Columbia as filed. Climb maintain 8000. Departure 119.2 squawk 3644. Expect runway 26 November 225 Alpha Bravo.
Myrtle Beach clearance, Cessna 152 with you at General Aviation Parking.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Request IFR clearance to Savannah, Hilton.
All right.
With information.
We're going to go ahead and put our anti-skid to RTO for takeoff.
Tow connected and bypass plane inserted. Move parking brake.
Be sure to adjust your own
Starting
mask
pushback,
before helping
and
others.
you may start engines.
A water evacuation is also unlikely, but just in case, life vests are located under.
Right, ground, off the ground. Let engine spool up to 25 and then we'll insert fuel. Insert fuel. Right. Engine 1.
Cabin crew, all doors in flight and cross-check. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this flight with our virtual airline. We are departing from Myrtle Beach and heading to Atlanta. Our captain for this flight is Steve Good, and our first officer is Brian Song. Joining me in the cabin today are my fellow crew members, Claire, Mark, and Sophie. We expect our flight time to be approximately
Insert
1
fuel.
hour. Now please pay attention to the following safety briefing. To fasten your seatbelt, insert
Operation
a metal tip
complete.
into the
Go
buckle
ahead and set the
until you are
parking
ready.
brake.
To release it, lift the buckle. Please keep your seatbelt fastened whenever the seatbelt sign is illuminated. In the event of a loss of cabin pressure,
Disconnecting
oxygen
tail.
masks
Stand by.
will drop down from the panel above you. Pull the mask towards you to start the flow of oxygen, place it over your nose and mouth, and secure it with the elastic band. Remember to put your mask on first before assisting others. Life vests are located under your seats. In the unlikely event of an evacuation over water, pull the vest out,
Alright,
place it over
both
your
engines
head,
are now
and pull the straps
started.
to tighten.
And
Inflate
we're
it by
going
pulling
to
the
go
red
through
tab
this.
or
We're
by
gonna
blowing
yaw
into the
dampers are now on.
In the event of an evacuation, please leave your luggage on board. Your safety is our priority.
Runway lights
There are
are
2 emergency
on.
exits located at the front and 2 at the rear of the aircraft. Please take a moment
Position
to
light
locate your
is
nearest
on
exit,
strobe,
which may be behind you.
wing, and
Thank you for your attention.
well, lights
We will
on
be
and
coming
logo.
around shortly with our in-flight service.
Tail is disconnected and bypass
cabin is
bin
ready
has
for
been
departure.
removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up
The
there.
cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Probes are on. Packs are to auto, and valve is to auto. We're going to switch to engine buses for our power and turn off the APU and turn off the APU bleed. We are going to turn off the ignition. Okay, don't let me mix vehicles up here. My ignitions are off. We're going to actually switch these, our engines to continuous, and we're going to set our flaps to 5. 1, 2, 3. How you know they're going to 5 on the 737 is you'll watch. Flaps are transitioning as we speak. You'll see the dial go over to 5, and
Allegiant 41407, clear to Lehigh Valley International. Radar vectors LK.
see them moving.
Climb and maintain flight level 290. Departure on 127.4. Squawk 5541. National radar vectors LK Venice 5. Climb and maintain flight level 290.
Nobody stole my seat. I took, in my settings, I have the seat and the yoke off right now because it's easier to, for you to see everything.
Leisure 4181 requesting push and start from Myrtle Beach ground. Myrtle Beach ground, Leisure 41811 requesting direction for pushback.
I have not set that yet, so our altitude is set to 4,000. Transition altitude. Alright, the last walkthrough for our takeoff settings. RTO is active. Flaps are at 5. Victor Charlie Papa 068 Yankee. We're ready for our taxi clearance.
Alpaca 21 Golf, runway 36 taxi via Charlie 4 Alpha Alpha 1.
Charlie 4 Alpha Alpha 1. Victor Charlie Papa 068 Yankee. Alright, we're taxiing right now on Alpha for runway 36. There's only 2 runways at Myrtle Beach. That's 36 and what's the other one? Only 0, 1, 0, what is that? 18, excuse me, 36 and 18. Right. Brakes on. Chronometers are reset. Victor Charlie Papa 068 Yankee holding short runway 36, ready for departure.
Alpaca 21 Golf, contact tower on 128.45 for departure clearance.
128.45 Alpaca 068 Yankee. Alpaca 068 Yankee holding short runway 36, ready for departure.
Alpaca Charlie Papa 21 Golf, Myrtle Beach Tower, runway 36, winds 350 at 8, gusting 15. Fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff.
36, cleared for takeoff. Alpaca 068 Charlie. 068 Yankee. If he was real picky, he would make me correct my grammar. Alright, for our takeoff, I usually, you can take it up to about 40%. In my case, a lot of times I leave my throttle, my physical throttle alone, and I just hit N1 to begin the process. Uh-oh. That was not smart. So, what's the last thing you do before you take off, whether the tower clears you or not? You look to your left. You learned that as a kid. So, that was stupid of me. My apologies. Didn't mean to make my passengers wet themselves. Okay, why I did that though, just so you know. First of all, it was my fault for not checking. The Traffic Global does not communicate with say intentions. It's nobody's fault. It's just the fact of life. So that's why I did that.
80 knots.
80 knots, you heard it. Rotating. Positive rate, gear up. Alpaca 06 8 Yankee at 2,000 climbing to 4000.
Alpaca Charlie Papa 21 Golf, Myrtle Beach departure, radar contact. Climb and maintain flight level 300, turn left heading 255, vectors to Columbia, then as filed.
255 vectors to Columbia, then as filed. Alpaca 068 Golf, 068 Yankee. Spitting up all over my words there. That's beautiful. Looks good. Right, we're just hitting 10,000 now.
Dear guests, we have just climbed above the safe altitude. You may now use your electronic devices, and I would like to remind you that our onboard Wi-Fi service is available for your convenience. We are currently en route from Myrtle Beach to Atlanta, with an estimated time of arrival in just under an hour. Thank you for your attention.
This won't be a long flight at all. But that's why it stops us at 300. That's not a long flight. It's got us coming in on 09 right.
Beer, wine, and spirits are available complimentary for our first class and Delta Comfort Plus passengers, as well as available for purchase for the main cabin. A complete listing of available beverages.
While we're climbing, we're at 3,000. I'm going to get me some coffee.
Alpaca 21 Golf, contact Jacksonville Center on 133.4.
Thousand to go.
Alpaca 21 Golf, contact Jacksonville Center on 133.45.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached our cruising altitude. We will begin our snack and drink service shortly. Today, we have some delightful options, including our gourmet cheese platter and a selection of refreshing beverages. After the service, we will also have articles from the virtual airline shop available for purchase. Thank you for your attention.
Changing to advisory frequency, Wizard Juliet 6 Hotel.
Juliet 6 Hotel, Robert F. Swinney Airport at your 12 o'clock, 8 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved. Report cancellation of IFR or missed approach this frequency. So long.
All right, Captain's back. I don't even want to tell you where I was. Okay. We are 202 miles outside of Atlanta. Switch that to STD. I'm going to go ahead and reset my auto braking to 2. And let's go down and look at our departure, our arrival information. So we're going to hit arrival. We're coming in on 09 right. The sit arrival as Skywalker. Huh, where have I heard that before? We're going to load that. That gives us a frequency of 108.90, and we're coming in at flaps 40, 140 knots, and we'll check that out on our calculations. And so let's see, 108.90, 108, 90. Right, frequency is loaded.
Alpaca 21 Golf, contact Jacksonville Center on 127.875.
127.825, Alpaca 068 Yankee. Alpaca 068 Yankee is at 300. Good afternoon.
Alpaca Charlie Papa 21 Golf, Jacksonville Center. Good afternoon.
We're going to be resetting our altitude to 4,000. And now we're going to go to our
Alpaca
descent
Charlie
platform.
Papa 21 Golf, Jacksonville Center. Expect the sit to arrival. I'll have you descending in about 20 minutes. Feel free to ask if you'd like it sooner.
Sit arrival descending in about 20 minutes. We'll wait for you to instruct us to descend. Alpaca 068 Yankee. Right, we're going to go here. I went to descent, forecast, pull down our descent winds.
Alpaca 21 Golf, Roger. Maintain present altitude. I'll instruct you to descend in about 20 minutes.
We'll load our descent winds. And we're going to put in our QNH for descent, 30.03. And we're, according to this, we're about 125 nautical miles from top of descent. We'll see. See what we'll do. We're going to also set our QNH here to 3003. Okay, we reset it here, it resets it here, and it resets it here. Here.
Delta 3897 reaching top of descent.
Delta 3897, say requested altitude.
Doesn't matter for Delta 3897. Reaching top of descent.
He doesn't have to tell them he's at top of descent, it's not necessary. Okay, that says our top of descent's 117. We're only 165 nautical miles outside of Atlanta. I don't think we're going to wait till top of descent to begin our descent. That's just, I think that's pushing it a little bit much. The more you increase your angle of descent, the more you have to compensate for going too fast. So we'll see. Let's get outside here. That looks really good. All right, we are about 147 nautical miles outside of Atlanta, and we're going to be coming in on runway 09 right. We're on the sit arrival. We're already configured. We've already put in our descent information, so our descent winds are already loaded. That includes our QNH. I've reset our altitude to 4,000 so that VNAV can manage that descent. Ought to be a nice smooth descent. And we're going to put some fixed rings in for the runway, or for the for the runway. So let's put in a we'll do RW09 right. Let's put a 10-mile ring, and let's put a 4.5-mile ring in. Some don't do that. I just do it for awareness, just to kind of keep on top of my game, just make sure I know where I am and I'm paying attention. Okay. All right, so our fixed rings are in. We're going toward the Skywalker right now. We're on the Skywalker waypoint. And that's got a 300. Leia's got a 3002. One thing I don't know if I'll wait for is, this says here we're 83 nautical miles from the top of descent.
Hey Captain Good, First Officer Song. Would you like anything to drink or a small snack? No cookie in the cup this time, promise.
Alpaca 2-1 Golf. Just a heads up that we had an aircraft report. Occasional light chop at flight level 330 about 8-7 minutes ago.
Roger, Alpaca 068 Yankee. It says 80 nautical miles to top of descent. We're 129 nautical miles from the airport, but I don't know if I'll wait till I get right to the near the zero mark of 78 nautical miles. I'll probably come down just a hair earlier and let VNAV manage the descent. And see if it can take us down smooth. And plus there's some restrictions on the descent that will kind of make sure I don't get too far down too early. That didn't sound too official, but you know what I mean.
Alpaca 2-1 Golf, contact Atlanta Center on 128.1.
Contacting Atlanta Center on 128.1. Alpaca 08 Yankee. Alpaca 08 Yankee is at 300.
Alpaca Charlie Papa 2-1 Golf Atlanta Center, good afternoon.
Okay, we're 116 miles out. .64 nautical miles from top of descent. I'm at about the 100-mile marks when we're going to actually start our descent, I think. About a 100-mile mark. In prep for descent, we can double check our checklist. Our landing altitude, thank you, is 1,000. VREF is set. VREF is set for 40 at 140. Navigation, radio baro is set. We are at 30.03. Auto brake is set for 2. And ground spoiler is armed. Speed brake's armed. We'll go to landing performance and we'll compare our landing weight. We're currently at 139. We're going to use 138.5, 138,500. 138,500. At runway 09 right. And we're putting our braking in at 2. That says to go add 5 to VREF. So if VREF is 140, we're gonna VREF at 145, 145 knots. Yeah, that looks good. All right. Alpaca Charlie 068 Yankee, we are requesting clearance to begin our descent on the sit to arrival.
Alpaca 21 Golf, descend via sit 2 into Atlanta. Altimeter 29906.
Descending by sit 2 into Atlanta. Alpaca Charlie 068 Yankee. I never came off of seat belts on this flight because it's so short. Alright, steady descent. We're at 280 and VNAV is managing our descent, so we'll see if we haven't where our restrictions are on our descent. So sit I see one right off the bat that we'll come to eventually. We're about halfway there at 140 at or above. So 14,000 at or above at sit. Then when we start getting down to our approach, I notice we'll have several like markers like 4,000 at or above at easy and so on. Shouldn't be that difficult. Clouds look good. By the way, the more that I see what they're doing with XPlane, and I think, should there be an update coming out the next day or two? I haven't. The clouds are looking better and better.
I'll grab that clearance. Give me just a minute.
56, flight level 180 climbing through to 390.
Now Delta Romeo 56, Atlanta Center. Good afternoon.
We are not far outside of Atlanta. We're about 75 miles outside of Atlanta. We'll actually come in south of the airport, and then we'll make past the airport, make a right turn, and come on our base and go on final on the other side. So it should not be a difficult transition. Everything's already set for this. QNH is 30.03. Speed brake, our anti-skid is 2. Speed brake is armed, and just take our time. We've only been in flights from Myrtle Beach for 34 minutes, but we should be on the ground in the next 20 to 25 minutes. We're picking up speed a little bit. I think we're at 328 knots. Well, but we're only at 1,000 feet per minute descent. What is our speed in miles per hour?
Our speed in knots is 479er, which is approximately 551 mph.
Good gracious. Alright, well, we'll be there sooner. We may have to use some additional like brake here, because that's just, I'm not. And the thing about it is, we don't have a tailwind. We actually have a I think with our winds just where they are, but it's not a tailwind of any sort. Well, okay. On sit, it does say 330 knots. I'll leave it be. I don't think anything's wrong. Okay, our frequency is already set at 108.90. so it's already in the settings. We need to reset our flight directors, course directors to 095. By the way, what I'm doing right now, if you don't do this on a 737-800, if you don't reset these course directors, like right now I'm setting them to what it says here, what will happen is you will go to activate your approach. As you approach whatever runway you're on, you could be perfectly aligned with the runway and be just where you're supposed to be. And the minute you hit approach, it will go in whatever direction these course directors say. So if the course directors are wrong and they're set for like 270 and you hit the approach, you're going to end up going somewhere you don't want to go. Or it'll go in circles, or it will be messed up. Your approach will be completely like messed up. So, you know, AJ, I'm not a student pilot. In fact, I'm more of an enthusiast. I'm not an actual pilot. I fly drones, but I don't think that qualifies me for a commercial airliner. I have spent, I guess I've spent about 1,000 hours on the 737-800 model. And so I'm just an enthusiast. I'm probably a little bit too old to go into commercial airline flight. And in my actual profession, I'm a preacher. So I'm a pastor, an old cop and a preacher. But I'm not a student pilot.
Golf, descend via Sit 2 into Atlanta. Altimeter 2996.
Descending Sit 2 into Atlanta, Alpaca 068 Yankee.
Alpaca 21 Golf, descend and maintain 5,000. Maintain current heading 285 vectors for the ILS runway 9 right approach.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now
Descending to 5,000 and maintaining current heading. Alpaca 068 Yankee.
the use of lavatories is no longer permitted. Thank you.
Speed's getting out of control. Bringing up flaps.
Alpaca 21 Golf, contact Atlanta approach on 127.9er.
Contacting approach on 127.9er, Alpaca 068 Yankee. Atlanta approach, Alpaca 068 Yankee is at 130, descending to 5050.
Alpaca Charlie Papa 21, Golf, Atlanta approach. Good afternoon. Atlanta altimeter 29906. Expect the ILS runway 9er right approach into Atlanta.
Alpaca 068 Charlie, we're expecting ILS runway 9 right approach into Atlanta. I think I got a handle on the speed, or I've started to break it down. In fact, let me go ahead and I'm going to rearm the brake, let it manage it. And we're going to go back from STD to regular. That is actually, that looks really good. So I have not I have not used AutoOrtho until now. I was using the straight out of the box XPlane. So I've begun to start using AutoOrtho, Simheaven. I have used XP map XP.
Golf, turn left heading 265.
Turning left heading 265 Alpaca 068 Yankee. So I've used both. But I think I really do. I've gotten to where I really do like AutoOrtho and Simheaven combined. It's the hard part about it is it's just getting it configured and not having any crashes. Like, you know, I say crashes, I mean when it's loading, having it just load without issues. And I think I've finally figured out how to configure the INI file correctly, and to keep it from doing that. It seems like it's been very stable. But lately, out of the box, just XPlane out of the box, it's perfect. It doesn't crash or anything else. But I do admit the scenery is a lot better with AutoOrtho and Simheaven. The clouds in XPlane are looking great, and I have a Nimbus at KATL airport, so we're going into a Atlanta is a custom airport by Nimbus, and it's very well done. And I also have Charlotte's, and I have one for Washington D.C. The one for Washington D.C. is not a Nimbus, and it was more of a pain to get set up and not crash, not mess something up. And I have a custom airport for Charles de Gaulle, and it was a pain to set up, and it's a different creator. I'll put some comments later in the comment section about who made that one, but it was a pain to set up. Right, we should be bleeding off some of our speed here. Let's see here. We should be down to 268, and we're a little bit too fast. Let's get this back down. Come on. I've taken control of my like vertical speed and doing about 1,000 feet per minute. I'm not on VNAV anymore, and we're gonna get that speed down to 268. I don't like using the speed brake if I don't have to. I don't want to jerk my passengers around. But if I have to, I will.
Alpaca 21 Golf, turn right heading 300.
Turning right heading 300, Alpaca 06H Yankee. Sorry, I got a little carried away there.
Captain, cabin is ready. Ladies and gentlemen, we have left our cruising altitude and are now beginning our approach to Atlanta. Please return to your seats, stow your tables, and fasten your seatbelts. The use of lavatories is no longer permitted. Thank you for your cooperation.
Alpaca 21 Golf, speed below 250 knots.
Okay. We're going to get our landing lights on. I don't turn all the lights on, by the way. just the landing lights. Once I'm on the ground, I go to runway and taxi.
Alpaca 21 Golf, turn right heading 325.
Right heading 325, Alpaca 068 Yankee.
Alpaca 21 Golf, 9 miles from easy. Turn right heading 030. Descend and maintain 4,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 9 right approach.
Right 030, cleared for 09 right. This is where I go back to here, put easy and direct myself to easy and LNAV. Speed up that descent a little bit. I'm activating approach, but I'm still working to get my altitude down. I still, yeah, kind of having to rush for descent. It's not good. Not a good thing to do.
Delta 866, heavy, contact Atlanta Tower on 119.1.
1,000 to go.
Tower on 119.1 for Delta 866 heavy.
Alpaca 21 Golf, contact Atlanta Tower on 119.1 when established.
Landing gear is coming down.
Alpaca 21 Golf, contact Atlanta Tower on 119.1.
Contacting tower on 119.1, Alpaca 068 Yankee. Alpaca 068 Yankee is at 4300, descending to 3000 for runway 09 right.
Alpaca Charlie Papa 21 Golf, Atlanta Tower. Winds 350 at 4. Runway 9 right, clear to land.
09 right, clear to land, Alpaca 068 Yankee.
1,000 to go.
Alpaca 21 Golf, roger. Continue descent to 3,000 feet for runway 9 right.
Continuing descent to runway 9 right to 3000, Alpaca 068 Yankee.
$1,000 to go. 2,500.
Right, we've captured the localizer.
Delta 31 Heavy, welcome to Atlanta. Contact ground on 121.65.
We're at full flaps, and we're going to be at a VREF of 145 at 145 knots at full flaps.
2165 for ground, Delta 452.
Quick review. We are currently anti-skid is set to 2. Speed brake is armed. Flaps are at full. We are at VREF speed of 145.
1,000 feet stabilized. Mr. Birch, altitude set.
And engines to continuous. And the throttle is mine. Right, and I'm just trying to keep the throttle steady at 145. Bring it back throttle. There we go. Front nose down. Reversers. And
80 knots.
Alpaca 21 Golf, welcome to Atlanta. Contact ground on 121.65.
Alright, reversers are off, and we're exiting the runway.
Delta 996 Heavy.
Flaps retracted. Ground spoilers are disarmed. And anti-skid is off. Alright, we're going to get some good space here, and I want to go see the replay, see if we looked okay. That's the Nimbus Airport. If you look at the inside of the airport, a lot of detail. It's really nice. Okay. Okay, the first thing I do when I get parked at the gate is, is I put my brake on. Okay. Alright. I'm going to do GPU and chocks. See our positioning. Yeah, we're still okay. Okay, the reason I do that, the GPU, is so I can go ahead and bring down the engines.
Delta 2123, welcome to Atlanta. Contact ground on 131.875.
Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for departure.
United 6242, welcome to Atlanta. Contact
And this is an alpaca flight, so let's go ahead and close it out.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Yeah, had a good run on this flight. That's good. I'll take it. And we'll go back and review the touchdown. Okay. Back it up. And by the way, Traffic Global kind of messes with you, but Traffic Global's not in sync. It's not. It doesn't understand exactly where you are when you're on doing a replay, or it kind of messed up. So anyway, you don't always see the planes in the same place as when you landed.
Alpaca 21 Golf, winds calm. Runway 9 right, clear to land.
All right. All right, everybody have a good day. If you watch this later, hope you got a nugget you can use and go back and be a better pilot. All right, man. Everybody have a good day.